I, 34M, found out my wife, 31F, was cheating with her gym trainer, 28M, so I exposed them both and walked away quietly. Hey Reddit. Long-time lurker, first-time poster. This is one of those things I never thought I'd share publicly, but here we are. I've been sitting with this for a while now and figured it's time to get it out. Maybe it'll help someone else see the red flags I ignored. So, I've been married to my wife, Tara, for just under 7 years. We've been together for 9 total. No kids, just a dog we both adore like he's our child. Tara has always been super into fitness. She's the type that actually enjoys running marathons and meal prepping. I've always supported that. I'm more of a weekend hike and occasional basketball type myself, but I was proud of her discipline. A little over a year ago, she joined a new gym. Some boutique fitness spot that does personal training and small group workouts. She raved about it constantly, especially her new trainer, Marcus. I thought nothing of it. I even joked, hope he's not too handsome. She just rolled her eyes. Over time, though, her routine started to change. She'd leave earlier than needed for morning cardio, and come back much later in the evenings than her class was scheduled. Her phone was suddenly on Do Not Disturb a lot more, and she kept it face down around the house. Not locked, just secretive. She started dressing differently too, not inappropriate, just more done up than before. Then came the weird part, she got distant. Not in a we're growing apart way, but in a there's something else occupying her way. Sex dropped off almost entirely. I asked her if everything was okay. She said work stress. Said I was imagining things. I didn't push, but it ate at me. Then one night I went to get something from her gym bag, Advil or something, and I found a receipt tucked between her clothes. Dinner for 2. Expensive place. On a day she'd said she was working late. That was the moment I couldn't unsee things anymore. I didn't confront her right away. I needed more. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I installed a location tracker on her car. I know, that sounds terrible. But at this point, I needed the truth. And yeah, 2 days later, she said she was going to a 6 p.m. strength class. Her car parked in a residential neighborhood 15 miles away. I drove out there. Parked a few houses down. And watched as she walked out of a condo an hour later, with Marcus. Laughing. Wearing workout clothes, sure. But definitely not sweaty. I drove home, numb. I didn't sleep that night. The next day, I called a lawyer. Got my options lined up. This is where it gets a bit calculated, but if you've been cheated on before, you'll understand why. I didn't blow up. Didn't yell. I started documenting. I took photos that night. Pulled bank records. Checked our joint calendar for classes and compared them to tracking data. It all lined up too neatly. She was using our shared credit card for takeout she claimed was for post-gym recovery, but it was for the 2 of them. I found a Venmo payment from him labeled for Tuesday night. That was the night I had a work trip. I had all I needed. Now I just had to decide how I wanted to end it. I didn't want revenge in the dramatic sense. I wanted to keep my dignity, and let the truth do the damage on its own. Update 2. So here's the update a few of you were waiting for. A lot has happened since I first posted, and honestly, it still feels like I'm watching someone else's life unravel. After I gathered everything, photos, receipts, location data. I sat on it for a couple days. I needed to cool down, but also, I wanted to hit her with everything at once. Not to humiliate her, just to leave zero room for lies. I waited until the weekend. Saturday morning, she was in the kitchen making a smoothie, same as always. I sat down at the table and just said, "We need to talk." She looked up, confused but not nervous yet. I slid a folder across the table. She opened it, and within seconds, her entire face dropped. Inside were the photos of her and Marcus, credit card statements, screenshots of her location logs, even the Venmo message. She didn't even try to deny it. She just closed the folder and whispered, "How long have you known?" I told her about the dinner receipt I found in her gym bag. How it spiraled from there. How I didn't want to believe it, but everything lined up too perfectly. She started crying hard. Like ugly crying. Said she never meant to hurt me, that she thought it was just a phase, that she was going to end it. I stayed quiet. Let her talk. It didn't matter at that point. I had already contacted a lawyer and had divorce papers drafted. She asked if we could talk about it before going that far, and I told her, calmly, that I wasn't interested in fixing something she chose to break. Then I hit her with the part that really got her. Her gym had a strict no-fraternization policy between trainers and clients. I didn't even have to threaten anything. I just said, if you try to fight this or drag it out, the gym gets a copy of that folder. She looked like she was going to throw up. I moved into a buddy's guest room that night. Came back 2 days later with a moving truck when she wasn't home. Took all my stuff, the dog, she didn't fight me on that, and left my key on the counter. She's still texting now and then, saying she wants to talk, asking if there's any hope. I don't respond. There's nothing left to talk about. She made her choice. Now she gets to live with it. Update 3. So here's the last update. It's been about 6 weeks since everything went down, and I've had some time to sit with it all, figure out how I actually feel, and try to start moving forward. After I moved out, I stayed with my buddy Chris for a few weeks until I got a new place lined up. Nothing fancy, just a small apartment closer to my work. Honestly, the quiet was jarring at first. No one to ask how my day was, no familiar sounds of Tara in the kitchen or brushing her teeth next to me before bed. But weirdly, it's been peaceful. Not happy, not yet, but calm. And I'll take that over the anxiety I lived with for months. The divorce is in motion. She didn't contest anything. I think part of her knew she had no leg to stand on, and maybe part of her still feels guilty. Either way, it's been smooth so far. I kept the dog, which is probably the only thing that really stung her. She used to call him our baby, but when I asked if she wanted to share custody, she said, she probably doesn't even want to see me. She was crying again when she said that. I didn't argue. As for Marcus, I didn't contact the gym. I didn't need to. A mutual friend who goes there told me a few days after the confrontation that Marcus was no longer on the schedule. Don't know if he quit or got fired, but either way, he's gone. I guess word got around about what happened. Tara apparently hasn't been going back either. No surprise there. I won't pretend this hasn't wrecked me a bit. You don't spend nearly a decade with someone and walk away without bruises. But I'm healing, slowly. Therapy's been helping. So has reconnecting with old friends I hadn't seen much during the marriage. You don't realize how much of yourself you compromise until you get some distance from the situation. I think the part that hurts most is knowing I was all in. I never cheated, never lied, never even considered walking away. And she threw that away for a guy who probably saw her as nothing more than a fling. I don't know if they're still seeing each other, and honestly, I don't care. Revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just you choosing peace and letting them deal with their mess alone. I walked away with my head high, my dog by my side, and my dignity intact. She lost the life we built, and for what? A few months of excitement. Anyway, thanks to everyone who read or commented. Reddit might be just strangers on the internet, but hearing that others have been through this and come out stronger really helped me keep my head on straight. I'll be okay. I really believe that now. What do you think? Tell us in the comments. Like the video and hit the subscribe button for more Reddit stories.